mentioned the US, and one of the things that I think one of the myths that I've heard so much over the years is that maybe we should bring the whole industry back to the States and just have everything be made in the United States, made in the US. And I wonder if you have an opinion about that. Or people assume that made in the US is better, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so on the one hand, like it was garment workers, American US garment workers that fought for some of the basic labor advances that we have today, like basic concepts like the weekend. And so there are some, there are protections here that are not found elsewhere. There is perhaps more enforcement here than there is elsewhere, but it is far from a perfect space. And that's why there is, really important work being done by like the Garment Worker Center and advancing laws protecting garment workers domestically. So it is not perfect. I think that it is, can be, better than elsewhere. But I also don't think that, the answer is just to bring it back here. The answer is to figure out the legal system to make it that we're not kind of pitting one worker against another. And I think that goes back to the story of globalization that is covered in the book, which is that what we ended up doing was pitting a worker, in Texas with a worker in Mexico or in China. And it became this race to the bottom. And globalization did not have to be that way. And it does not have to be that way. We can put these laws in our trade deals and even in our own domestic laws that we don't allow those sort of conditions. So it becomes, not a race to the bottom, but we can have a race to the top.